Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we feature a panel with the co-hosts I hate the most. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my first hated, Steve Akeley.
Yep.
My second hated, Jim Gokin.
Yep. Cheers.
Kim Swyant. And Darren was too scared to show up.
Yeah, Darren just bailed out. He got scared. Yeah.
I think he was scared.
Yeah, he deserves to be here for sure. But yeah, he got scared. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting show. So just hanging out with Beka, with the people that she just loves dearly, and yeah, we'll talk about that after the break and the stuff for folks. And
we should talk about who else I hate too after the.
Oh yeah, well we'll get into that during the show itself. Who you also hate? There's not only room for so many people to be on here. So yeah.
Fair.
I've got this is like bonus small talk, because I just got into this today. I had no idea this has been going on for a while. You guys may be totally in tune with it. I may be breaking the news to you. And I just watched like 20 minutes of the documentary series involving this. And they've got me. So I'll be watching the rest of that after that. But it's on that Natalia Grace. You guys know what I'm talking about? Anybody here know? No. Okay, no. So good. You're coming in fresh like I was this morning. I was watching YouTube, and one of the commercials was about there's like a movie coming out now or something like that about this HBO or Max, whatever we call it. I'm not sure. I don't know why you would go from this great company called HBO that everyone in the world knows to call yourself Max, which sounds like one of your big competitors in Cinemax. I don't understand.
Fair.
I don't understand why they have that name change. I
think they're the same company.
Are they? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's HBO Cinemax, and then they went to HBO Max, and then they dropped the HBO and just went to Max.
HBO is the name that people respect. Yes. Cinemax, if anything, is known as Skinemax.
Skinemax.
That's what people like that for. There. HBO is the real thing where they're creating original programming. They're known for their
must-see TV on Sunday night.
Right. HBO is the real thing. Why Cinemax wins out of this? They call it just Max. I don't know. That's not why I'm bringing this up though. But I'm watching this thing, and they're making a movie now about this docuseries that's been on HBO. It was like 3 seasons of this docuseries. But the Natalia Grace is this Ukraine person who was a little person, and
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, this family had like a genius child and then like 2 other kids, and I'm not sure. I don't know all the details yet because I'm just, like I said, I haven't even seen any more than 20 minutes of the first thing of the documentary. So this family adopts this girl, and then they come up with this thing that this girl is actually an adult. She's a little person, so that's why her features are different and stuff like that. But she's actually an adult little person, not a child little person that they adopted. They don't have a child. So what they do is they go to the court. They get a judge to And there's all this evidence. I mean, I would think that you'd think it's locked and loaded. You could tell exactly through things like dentistry and stuff like that. But apparently, somehow, some way, this gets all screwed up. The judge declares this girl like 13 years younger than she is. Resets her birthday. She's still in America now, but resets her birthday where she's like 13 years older than she is. And the parents then leave her alone. They get an apartment. They leave her alone in the apartment. They're like, "You're an adult now, and we'll pay for the apartment, but you're here in the apartment, and we're gonna move to Canada, by the way, because we have this genius son who needs to go to school." And it's gonna be wild because it's the characters. The girl's participating in this documentary, so she's in there talking about it. The father's insane, and the mother apparently is insane, and everything goes wrong. They're accusing this, and I think she's actually a little girl. I think. I don't know.
She's actually 22 years old.
Yes.
Now or right. Back then?
Back then.
But I don't think she is. Well, here's the deal. If you look at the little girl or adult that she was back then, she definitely had her features have evolved as such where she's, and again, she's not a big person at this point, but she's certainly bigger than she was. I don't think she'd have that sort of growth. Again, not huge compared to other kids, but growth as well as feature development from the age of 22 to 30 versus the age of 9 to 19 or whatever, and the other thing is, here's the other thing. She speaks like an American. If you're 22 years old and living in Ukraine, and you do this thing, I got this idea, I'm going to go over there and I'll you would have a very thick accent, I would think, where she has an American accent.
Wow.
So,
you can do like some carbon dating or something like that to verify how old she is, or we got to wait first. We got to wait a little bit.
Right. Yeah. I want to see this whole thing. I can't speak in. I started reading about it online, and then I was like, let's start watching this, and it's good. I'm telling you, 20 minutes into it, you'll be hooked on max.
We'll be locked and loaded.
Yeah. So you know a little bit.
Why don't you just share your username and password for Max so I can watch it?
Okay, yeah, I'll put that out in the show notes so everybody can get on there.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
Becca, so you know a little bit about this. Have you seen that show? Okay, so
I have not seen the show, but I know quite a bit about it, like more than I realized I did.
Yeah, I don't know that how much I know. Maybe I'll switch one way to the other. The father is like the lead person in terms of the narrative, at least in the first 20 minutes of episode 1. He's absolutely insane. There's no doubt about that guy's insane.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I don't know much about the family, I guess, themselves.
Right.
Yeah. But
and it's just
like the kid with the baseball team. Check his birth certificate, but there's nothing to validate it or anything like that, right?
Right.
That's a foreign birth certificate, right?
Yeah, it is.
You can get them online.
And supposedly, but again, nothing's verified. Supposedly, they had a DNA test to determine who the mother and the father are of the girl that's in question here. And if she is in fact the mother of that child, if it doesn't really work out for her to be the older person unless she was 10 years old when she had the kid.
Yeah.
And again, physically possible. There's been cases of that, but it would be incredibly rare. So I don't know. But again, no one else.
What are you trying to say, Steve? Are you trying to say that you're like 22?
Who, me?
Yeah. You found the process? So, no, I'm really 22.
I'm 22. Not. I'm 22. Yes, absolutely.
Steve is 22 years old.
Yeah.
Can you imagine going back and having to deal and do it again?
No.
So have a judge turn back the clock and say, "Yeah, hey, by the way,
but you're
actually
not
13.
actually any younger at all."
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. The whole thing's fascinating. So it's, and I can't believe this is like I said, this is 3 years. I started in 2023, I think. The HBO did this, and it's just finished now. So yeah, we'll see. Should be interesting. But Becca, you said there's something you want to talk about on an official basis. That's just a plug. So maybe we can all talk about this at some day if we all watch it.
Sure.
Yeah. What do you got?
So I want to talk about. Steve, you remember that I am allergic to some rum.
Yes, right? Correct. I thought about that this week when you were in Barbados. I was like, this is interesting.
That's all I thought about when I was in Barbados. I'm like, oh God. So people that don't know, I am allergic to some forms of rum, but we don't know what it is. Like, I can drink I'm not saying Captain Morgan's the drink I want to be drinking anyways.
Right.
But I can drink Captain Morgan just fine and I don't get sick. And when I say I get sick, I get physically vomit, like hives, like I get really sick from the rum.
Yeah.
Like bad sick from the rum.
Not just sensitive.
Yeah, I'm not just like, oh, I was like, I don't like feel good and I get vomit sick from some rums.
Is it
And
at least all
Like when you
like
see Darren.
It's every time I see Darren's fucking face, I'm like,
His rum colored hair.
and so, but I don't know, but I'm like, but I can drink mojitos all day long. I'm like, but if I have a rum punch, I get really sick. Like, so I'm like, all right, what is it that? And then what sucked? So we were in Barbados this past week at rum distilleries, and we got to taste some like very expensive rum from Foursquare. Yes. Immediately, like the second I tasted it, I was like, that is poison. And I know it's poison to me. Then we had a rum punch when we were over at West Indies / Stay Distillery. And I was like, that is poison. I know it's poison. And so I was like, what if I can drink like the white rum though? And so I switched to white rum. I was fine. And so I'm wondering, and I don't know if we have any doctors listening or allergenists, I don't know, an allergy specialist. But is it possible? Because here's the weird thing. Because the only thing that to me makes sense in this, like in all, because it doesn't make sense. At first I was like, well, maybe it's the molasses I'm allergic to. It can't be because like they use that in white rum too, right?
I'm not sure. I thought some use molasses, some use sugarcane. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
maybe that's the difference.
Yeah, maybe that's the difference. But I'm wondering if there's like something that happens in the barrel, like with the sweetness of like what they've used, and like can it create something in the barrel? Because like I obviously can drink bourbon just fine, and at one point Jordan Morris was like, "Oh, it's probably like the wine barrels that they use," and I'm like, I can drink bourbon aged in wine barrels. And I don't have a problem. I can drink bourbon aged in a port cask. So it's not fortified wine, but
rum's a wild card though, Becca, right? Because they can add things to it, which is
I
okay.
can drink Captain Morgan fine.
But maybe it just comes down to rums where they're adding certain ingredients that don't agree with you, but are common.
But
in
it's
rum.
only the aged stuff.
It's only the aged.
It is only aged rum that
I get. No white rum problems at all.
No white rum problems, no spiced rums problems, which that's all additives and colors and stuff. So like I'm like, what is it that's?
But it could be colorings added, or is it just every aged rum ever that?
Single. I mean, Papa Pilar's was aged rum. This literally the rum that we tasted from Foursquare, like the bottle is like a $2,400 bottle.
Right.
That one made me sick. At Stade, the one that we tasted, that they just put into their rum punch, which I'm sure is not a high quality one. So it's like the opposite end of what the $2,400 bottle one was. That one made me sick. And so, but then when I just said, oh, just do white rum. And also, once again, I drink fucking mojitos the entire time I'm there. That's white rum. And I can drink a bottle of Captain Morgan and I'm fine.
I just pulled up online on my house MD, and it's determined that it's lupus. So
it's lupus.
It's lupus.
It's lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, one of the two.
Okay. Well, honestly, thank God I've got Tim Swyatt around.
You've got answers now. Now you've got at least
I knew that not a single one of you was a fucking doctor, but
right.
I wanted to put it out there to our listeners if anyone has any ideas.
Okay.
Because I don't know, and it's like it starts off with just a chest rash, which I think I'm just red right now. Honestly.
Yeah, sure, chest
but
rash.
I just get like red, and then I like if I keep doing it to myself, then I just puke.
Yeah.
So
by the way, Becca once went on a rum barrel pick with me.
I did.
Yeah.
It was
How's
not
that
good.
She
That
did.
did not end well.
It did not end well.
Very,
no.
very bad. And then everyone just gaslit me and they're like, "You're just hungover, and that's why you're puking." And I'm like, "I am not hungover. I actually intentionally came here hungover,
Unhungover.
not hungover
Okay.
at all,
Uh-huh.
because I didn't want to. Because I knew I was going to get drunk on the barrel pick, and I did not get drunk on the barrel pick. I was barely even drinking all the stuff we were tasting,
Right.
and then I was like physically ill for like
Yeah.
3 hours.
Just passing
This
out.
And I
says-
was like,
Yeah.
So it says that most rum is produced from molasses, which is made from sugarcane.
Okay.
And a rum's quality is dependent on the quality and variety of the sugarcane. And the sugarcane quality is dependent on the soil type and climate that it's grown in. So
but I
maybe
could drink Stade's white rum. I couldn't drink their aged rum.
yeah.
Maybe there's just some chemical reaction. We know there's chemical reactions
Like
happening inside a barrel.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
those
so I'm just wondering if
reactions
there's
are
like
bad
the,
for you.
the
And what
sweetener.
happens
Like
wrong.
I wonder if like the sweetness of it is like reacting with the wood in some way. I don't know if that's a
Right.
thing.
Something like that.
The sugarcane reacts with the wood differently than whiskey does, and
Let's
something
call-
in
let's
that
call
is
Weebrink.
causing a.
Do you think Weebrink? He's another one you hate. Do you think he could be brought into this conversation and answer that?
He
See,
might
he wore
he'd have
white
more.
pants.
Yeah.
Derby.
Yeah, he'd have more of an idea than anyone else. But I could also though I can drink our aged moonshine, which is made with cane sugar.
Okay.
That
So I
does
think
put a
I can.
twist-
I guess I've never
That
drank
puts a
enough-
twist
well,
on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've drank enough to have a reaction though, because I don't drink that almost ever. So I don't know if we should even. Maybe I should try it out and see what happens. Just get, take a couple shots of it sometime. But I've had it. Like I picked out the barrels. I don't remember ever being sick.
Did you
Yeah.
say you got sick from the Papas Pilar?
Oh, horribly sick.
By the
Wow.
way,
Like,
Jim loves the pick.
horribly
That he
sick.
made. He loves that pick. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
he's a fan.
I could still taste it. Know if it tastes good or not. But then here's the other thing: is like I can like when I taste whatever it is that makes me sick. I know that that's what it is. Like the second I taste it, I'm like, that's gonna make me sick.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you
That's
should
what
keep
happens to me.
track of at least 4 or 5 of them, and then
Sounds like an allergy to me.
yeah.
Oh, it's definitely an allergy. Like that's what I'm just trying to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
That's.
That happens to me when I eat walnuts. I can be like, "Oh, there's walnuts."
Are
in
you
there.
allergic to walnuts?
Yeah, of all things, man. And they mess me up.
What the
I don't like walnuts. They're terrible.
Why
I
is it?
I
How
hate
is it
walnuts.
walnuts and not like?
I don't dislike
Ah,
walnuts originally, but now I do. Now I hate the walnuts. I'm a walnut hater. They need to be gone. Yeah.
Doesn't
But you
it
got to be
suck
careful
when
with
you get something
brownies.
taken off the menu that you can't touch now? It's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Also, well, here's another. I feel like I've drank some like rolling fork, and some of it's not made me sick.
Okay.
I wonder if it's hot distilled or column distilled. Depends still what they're using on. Who knows what kind of fusel oils are coming out of it that are reacting with that barrel? To your point, I think it's something a little deeper than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely deeper than rheumatoid arthritis for sure.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think it's my rheumatoid arthritis.
No.
Could be anything.
All right.
Okay, well, we're just throwing that question out to the
We'll
audience.
throw it out. We'll
today.
see who's out there. We'll see
See
who's
if
out
anyone has any fucking ideas.
there. Yeah, maybe the guy who played House listens, and he'll come up with a diagnosis.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully.
Yeah. Jeff will endorse it for sure. The guy who gives 3 seasons to settle in whether a show's good or not.
Jesus Christ. You just got to get to the 3rd season.
Right. Yeah.
We can
Three
settle in.
You want me to suffer
Three
through
seasons.
3 seasons?
This is when it gets
All right.
good. Halfway through the season, it's going to get really good.
Wild
Yeah.
thing to do, but
No.
what do we know, Steve?
I can go like 3 episodes,
I
maybe.
know. Maybe. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pushing it. Yeah. So
Well,
back
there's
up.
nothing to do where Andreezy lives. So
Oh, it's true. It's true. We always forget
Yeah,
that. We always
It's
forget
cold.
that. And he's inside. He's got to be inside all the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So right now he's about midwinter, so it should be breaking pretty soon.
yes,
And he can start thinking about spring. So yeah.
3 seasons up there.
Yeah.
July, August, and winter.
Hilarious.
On that note, it's time to drink. Becca, you got something you're drinking there. What do you got?
It's supposed to be a spicy margarita, but they didn't have any fucking spiciness.
Okay.
They're out of.
They're out of spicy.
No Tabasco? It's an airport.
They usually do like jalapenos. Like, all right, we don't have any jalapenos. I'm like,
Okay.
okay.
It's a spicy margarita minus the spicy. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing spicy about it at all. So I'm like, okay, am I getting charged for the spicy margarita or the
It's an extra 25
bottom
cents.
shelf margarita?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Interesting. All right. Tim, you're next.
Just get me out of the way. I've got a bottle of Hidden Barn. This is batch 23B.
Oh, boy.
23B.
That's the real deal. Got the legend
Real
race
deal.
on it.
That's why on the set.
Okay. I didn't even hear anything. I can't give you
Didn't
credit
matter.
for anything.
You should have had me go. Mine probably been louder.
Right.
You would have been louder, Becca.
All right, Gokin, what do you got?
I've got a bottle of Neely, the Becca's first batch with the corkscrew in the top.
Okay.
Do a
Why would you have a
defective
corkscrew
cork.
in the top?
No.
Even I could hear that. That's
It was sloshy. It was
Sloshy. Yeah.
Sloshy with
Well,
a corkscrew. Yeah.
You got a corkscrew.
All right. I've got the Dark Arts. They're single malt. So this is a ABV Barrel Shop pick. So let's see what we got here.
Wow, did you dump all that on the ground?
I was about to say.
No.
You licking it off the desk?
Jesus Christ.
I won though. I mean, clearly mine was the best cork pop, despite the slosh. So cheers, gang.
Salute.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It looks like a win in the books, so I like it. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about this idea that we got Becca's nightmare lineup going, minus one that got scared. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Kathy Cool. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Sharon Witt, all the people I hate.
How does this happen, Becca? How do you get to a point where the people that podcast can just get under your skin so quickly? That's the group that you hate.
I don't think that it's hard to figure out what Jim's done.
Uh-huh.
We did a whole show on it.
Okay. Yeah. He seems to
I
relish
was
in it.
misinterpreted.
But if you want to know why Tim gets under my skin, he does things like, "Hey, I sent you some lemon sorbet today because I saw what the show was," and I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm not even at home." And he's like, "It's gonna arrive today. Don't worry about it." And I'm like, he's like, "It's on dry ice," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I better make sure that I tell my mother-in-law
Right.
that this is showing up because I'm going to Savannah, Georgia."
Sure. Okay.
And so I'm like, I better make sure I tell her that so that, she puts it in the freezer or whatever.
Be
Yeah.
careful.
Like, what a nice-
take care of
I'm like,
it.
what a
Just let me
nice
somebody was
thing.
home.
I'm like, what a nice thing for Tim Swire to do, to send me that to ease my pain of having to do these podcasts.
Uh-huh.
And then I get a interesting text just a couple minutes prior to the show.
Okay.
And the text reads, hold on. The text reads, "Hello, this is Richard with Richard's Sorbet and More delivery service. Tim Swyatt ordered a lemon sorbet 6-pack to be delivered right now. We just ran out, and Mr. Swyatt noted no substitutions, so we cannot make this delivery. Can you please let Mr. Swyatt know we will be refunding his money? Should you ever need sorbets, or sherbets, I guess, or ice milks delivered to a party in your area,
I need some ice
please
milk
think
delivered.
of Richard's Sorbet and More. Thank you.
Dick's Sorbet and more.
P.S. Hold on. P.S. We are a service company, so if you would like to tip, we are Richard Sorbet and More on Venmo. I know a canceled order isn't really much of a service, but I did let you know about it. So there was some level of effort here. The tip isn't expected, but it would be greatly appreciated if it does happen."
I was wondering if it got there, Becca.
Yeah.
Tim, you've been notified you're going to get a refund. So.
I've been notified I'm
Didn't
getting a
show
refund.
up.
Thank you.
You'll be getting a refund, Tim. Don't worry, because this is why Tim gets under my skin.
How much do you tip
is it
on
a
something
shell
like that?
corporation of Dick's
just
Sorbet
wondering-
owned by Swy Guy 2112?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, was that Diane's phone? Was that Patrick's phone? Like, whose phone texted me, Tim?
For the record, it was the general's phone.
I knew it. I was like, if
Not
I
aware
text
that
back
those
right
texts
now,
were being sent.
Right.
I
She
did
didn't
get
know.
punched.
You just used let me
Yes.
borrow your phone for a second.
I did get punched and sold. You son of a bitch! I told you I don't want to be involved in your stupid gimmicks. Yeah, I'm going to be in for a probably sleeping on the
Well,
couch tonight.
here's something that you didn't consider is the fact that now I have your wife's phone number.
I fully considered that because I was going to take my daughter's phone, and I thought that'd be even worse because she's even worse than
You
me.
should have bought a
than-
burner. You should have
Yeah.
bought a burner.
Yeah, you should have probably downloaded the app where like they like you can like
Oh,
send
the VPN
numbers
on
from
your-
like fake
yeah.
fake numbers and stuff. You should have probably considered that before you
Yeah, no, I
dipped into
did
the,
consider that, but
the-
I'm like, you know
into
what?
someone who lives in your house and deals with how much of a pain in the ass you are all the time.
I could get
because
slapped around a
now-
little bit, so this is
That-
right up my alley.
That would be
Now-
cowardly, though. Tim's not cowardly. He's
No.
I
He's
never
owning
said
it.
he was. I just thought he was smart.
no, he never claimed that either.
Sounds stupid.
So, we'll see what happens
Okay.
with that.
All right.
And so, and then Darren, what's Darren done other than be himself? There it is.
There it is. There it is.
Just talk to him, and you'll
Darren,
know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, you just like that. It's just Darren.
It's just Darren being Darren.
Darren being Darren.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny, R.I.P. I mean, I probably yelled at him more than anyone.
This is
Oh
true.
my God. Those were just classic. I mean, you're
Yeah.
getting into Phil Collin too. Let's not let Phil Collin get off the hook here.
I love Phil Collin, though. I just know that I can yell at Phil, and he is an adult and can handle it.
We did Phil was. It was a Friday night recording when we all decided to send Phil gummy bags of dicks.
Yes.
His address. I think that was a 6-show decision one time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do that.
No, you didn't.
Phil is my friend.
Okay.
So Phil's not on the hate list. Who else is on the hate list, Steve? Shot.
Shot. Yeah,
Oh.
Shot would. Yeah.
Shot for sure.
Shot.
On the hate list.
And Drizzy would not be. So I didn't know Jeff couldn't be on
Jeff
this.
and Drizzy's.
He was available
Yeah.
tonight, but I was like, he can't be on, man.
No, he can't be on. No,
No.
He was very happy about that, by the way.
Definitely not.
Oddly
Luke.
happy about that.
Yeah, definitely not Luke Otero. Absolutely not.
No.
He's
Oh,
clear,
God,
he's free and clear
Yeah.
of the hate list.
What about Thompson?
Who?
Ryan Thompson.
Ryan Thompson. Yeah, add him in. He just says stupid shit.
Yeah. There you go. He
And
steps in it.
he says
He
stuff
steps
to
in it. Yeah.
intentionally get under my skin whenever he's doing it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always. He's always doing shit like that.
Who's number one on the hate list? It's got to be Gokin, right?
Oh yeah, Gokin. Sorry.
Becca, give me a s'mores. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, woman. Give me a s'mores.
Why my wife makes them for me?
Hell. And it's fantastic for you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool. Great.
Yeah.
That's great for you. I mean, there's has to have been other. I mean, it's been 8 years, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
there's been
my
others.
my hatred runs like deep and true for many people.
I'm sure. Evan.
Like
Evan Van Scoik probably was. Because he if he's in an argument, he just will stand on that hill.
and he'll be
Everything's stacked
wrong.
against him. He'll be totally wrong. It doesn't
be
matter though.
completely
That's
wrong.
he selected a side he won't change. So yeah.
Yeah. He'll just
Yeah.
be wrong. And I'm like, why are you still talking, dude? Like,
Right.
chill out.
Yeah. So-
Who else have we had on the shows over the years? Any girls? I mean, I have a girl who hates me.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah,
What?
lots of hatred
That's true.
there for no reason.
That's true.
We won't say the name,
No.
Oh.
but I've never actually talked or met this person.
No,
Talked
you
to or
haven't.
met this person, podcast with them, never.
No.
Just hates me.
No.
Absolutely hates me.
What about J Lo? We used to have her on, but she just was too annoying to have on.
Yeah, she was annoying. I mean, I
She
don't
would just
hate her. I
talk the
just,
whole time. Yeah.
yeah, she's just annoying.
She's not on the hate list though. Okay.
Who
Plus
else is
Jeff from Iowa. Did Jeff from Iowa ever get any heat from you? I can't remember.
No, I would yell at Jeff,
Yeah.
but in a nice way.
Right.
Yeah, I thought
Like,
it was
he,
fair.
like-
There was always pleasant. There was always a little bit of friendship involved.
It was
in
an
that fight.
enjoyment yell at Jeff
Yeah.
because he just like giggle.
Because he was
Yes.
such a super positive. Like
Oh, he was.
it was
so
dealing
sweet.
with a super
So
fan,
nice.
no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like
yeah.
he loved every second of any of that. Like he was
Right.
like, "This is great. I'm
Yeah.
so excited."
Yeah. Yeah. He was always happy. He did get in it the one time when he was like a well-loved bottle.
Yes.
He had like he and his dad had taken a small pour out of it.
It was still in the
Yeah.
neck.
He
Just off the neck,
was still
yes.
in the neck, and he called
Which
it a well-loved
honestly,
bottle.
like as a super fan, that checks out that you just like say the exact opposite of what you mean
Yes.
because you're nervous.
Right.
Like, oh, I just popped this one open. You're like, a well-loved bottle. Yeah, fuck. And so then we just never stopped saying that to him.
Right. Yeah.
We just made fun of him forever.
Yeah. I miss that guy. He's funny.
I do
He's a
too.
lot of
I
fun.
miss-
Good for the
Wow.
show. Good
We're
for
not-
the show.
Turner Wathen.
Oh God.
Oh, jeez, that's a good call, though.
Yeah.
I like Turner. He's just an idiot. I mean,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. He's always in that role.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's just
I think
that's his
everybody in
job, I
Turner's
think.
life he's getting yelled at by. So his his
Yeah.
wife and his family, his I'm sure his work.
Yeah.
Shit he's
Jordan
doing with
Morris.
Daughter
He's
give
yelling
him the
at him.
business. His daughter just gives him the business. Like it's
Yeah.
hysterical.
Yeah. Well, that's Turner.
That's right.
But yeah, I wish that we had just a list of every person I've ever podcasted with, because I'm sure that I've got a bunch that I'm like, I don't want to podcast with them again.
Let's go to
Or I
the,
like look at the list of people and I'm like, oh, God, not again.
oh God. Let's see if there's anybody on the page here.
Yeah, I got a list.
Yeah.
Maybe the list.
Lenny Eckstein?
Lenny? Let's say,
What
what
are
about
your-
Lenny?
your thoughts on Lenny?
Lenny's there.
Lenny's just infuriating. I like Lenny, but he just pisses me off.
Yes.
Sandwich,
And
sandwich
salad-
hater.
Salads are for poor people.
Yeah, that's true.
I only eat
So-
tinned fish.
Yes, or tinned fish.
Yeah.
Like Lenny's just infuriating. Who else we got?
Here's one that I feel like has evolved to a place of love, but started out on the Bo Cumberland.
I was going to say Bo. Yes. I was going to
I
say
always
Bo.
liked Bo. Bo always hated me,
Okay. You were
and
both.
I didn't even know that. I got the problem where I just always assume people love me, and they do not.
Right. Okay.
Kevin Majors.
Kevin,
I do have to yell at Kevin Majors a lot.
Yeah, he
I
does
had to
get
yell at
yelled
Kevin Majors at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival.
Did you? As
Yeah,
recently as that, even, huh?
Royce didn't tell you that?
No, huh? I didn't.
During Royce's seminar, Kevin started going on a tangent about how much he loved Royce, loved the distillery, and loved our vodka. And this
Really?
went on for a good 10, 15 minutes until I went, Kevin, we are doing a seminar. You have to shut up. And he went, oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And Royce is like, we've never had to shut someone up, like, just saying how much they love us before. Because that's what he's doing. He was just saying how much he absolutely loved us and we're the best and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Kevin, you got to shut the fuck up, man.
I wish I could do like impressions, like voices and that, because he'd be a fun one to do. Because, he's such a conflict. He's like, I've never been drunk around you guys and stuff. He's been annihilated every time I've seen him, really, basically.
Absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
Absolutely obliterated every
Right.
single time. I've never seen Kevin not drunk.
I know, but he claims he's never. None of us, not a single ABV crew club member has ever seen him drunk. Yeah,
No, never.
yeah.
Okay.
So he has this parallel universe in which he's always very put together. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What about the ultimate heel of the Bourbon Daily of Wes Harden?
Wes Harden? Yeah, what do I feel about Wes Harden?
Wes.
Crabby
He's
old
just
man.
another. He just can be infuriating. That's about it. I don't hate Wes.
Okay. What about Bronner?
Oh,
You can't hate Bronner. If you hate Bronner, then I, for one, hate you, and for two, then like you have no personality and you don't know Jason Bronner.
You don't know Jason.
If you
Bronner.
hate Jason Bronner,
I gotta give him a karaoke.
Yeah.
yeah, you can't. I mean, we can't sing. We'll get
I'm in the middle of my set.
Right. Yeah.
yeah.
It's true.
If you can't hate Jason Bronner.
No.
Who else?
Weebrink. Weebrink. Where does
Weebrink
he
is
fall?
actually really funny.
Uh-huh.
But Weebrink's got like two personalities. There's like
Yes.
there's fun Weebrink.
Right.
There's Weebrink and there's Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew, hate Andrew. Andrew sucks. Weebrink, absolute blast.
Well,
Love
maybe
that.
three personalities. I'll tell you what, when he's in his professor mode, the guy's fucking smart.
True.
Right.
True.
Yeah,
Professor.
like
But
a presentation with him
You
is good.
think that I'm ever just going to like chat with Weebrink or something? Like,
Right.
I don't. Royce maybe does, but
Yeah.
the last thing I ever want to do is like sit and like I know that he's incredibly smart, but like I don't want to sit and listen to Weebrink when I like know so much.
Okay. He might be able to get some barrel science though and help you out with this
That's for sure.
allergy thing. So, well,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Who else?
That's kind of on the list that I can remember.
Delafane, love Delafane.
Oh, I know you love Della. Yeah.
God.
I was going to say Nate, but I figure you like Nate.
Yeah, I like Nate.
Nate.
I
yeah.
like Nate.
He's not controversial.
No.
No, not controversial at all.
Dana the Dreamer 6. You gotta like
You
him.
can't. Once again, you can't hate Dana the Dreamer 6.
Right. Justine.
Impossible.
What about Justine?
I love Justine.
Well,
You just have to understand that Justine wants to be not talk to anyone.
That's true. It's true. Yeah.
I mean, that's just Justine.
Yeah. But it is a combination. She wants to be involved, just not
Yeah.
like all the
She
time.
doesn't want to talk to
Like,
people. She's
yeah.
not me and McNew.
Right. There's
It's just how it is.
but if you leave her out, then there's also repercussions to that. So you gotta
Problems.
Silent repercussions.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah.
you know what though? I think in Becca's absences, when Justine has filled in, she's been way more
Yeah.
talkative and open
Mhm,
than
she
she
has.
was early.
She's
on.
done two.
Oh, I thought you were about to talk shit about me. She's been way
Better than Becca.
And I was
Right,
like,
I mean,
Oh, God.
I knew I hated you.
So no, she's filled in for you twice now,
Yeah.
and she's been definitely a little bit more
Justine
outgoing
has
and
filled in for me
personable.
way more
Yeah.
than twice.
Well, just recently.
recently.
She went on a hiatus where she's probably been off the air a year and a half, probably.
Yeah.
She said she didn't want to do it anymore, and then she reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'd like to kind of get involved a little bit again. I miss hanging out with
great.
everybody." So that's when.
Jim, you could ask Steve if you could just fucking podcast with Justine.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be on my podcast.
I already did. I thought she was going to be filling in for you tonight, but then I was like, well, I mean, I guess Becca's probably going to be here for the Nightmare lineup. So.
Right.
I
thought she'd even
actually
show up
had,
again.
and then here now we're to the epitome of my people, Steve Akeley.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I do not hate Steve Akeley, but I did send you over the.
I'm bad
you
at
have a
that
lot-
stuff.
I know you've got a lot of shit going on.
I
No,
know.
but I did send it over,
Right.
but the screenshots I sent were kind of confusing.
It was confusing, and I didn't know what was meant you're off and that. So
Yeah.
I was like, I figure I'll be told on a weekly basis, or
I
put on the
literally-
calendar.
You sent that over, and I was like, I need to text Steve, but I was in Barbados, so like the last thing I was like, oh, better make sure I handle the Bourbon Daily right now. I'm like getting trashed on the beach.
Right.
Throwing up.
Thrown up. Yeah.
Getting
Didn't throw
hives.
up. I did not
These
throw
are
up.
allergies. She's vomiting.
Nope.
These are
Did not
allergies.
puke at any point in Barbados
Uh-huh.
because anytime I took a sip and I was like, that's gonna kill me,
Right.
then I just would not have any more.
Well, it's nice you have that warning. Your body tells you. It'd be worse if you were like, "Oh, this is delicious. I'm loving this," and then it just hits you, and then you're just violently ill. So
That would be worse. Yes.
that would
Did your
not be.
partner in crime, i.e., your third wheel, puke? Did she just let it
No,
happen?
she
Let
she
go?
never puked.
No. She shouldn't seem to me as a puker.
No, she seems like very together. Like
No, she does. No,
Like she
she's
would
not
just
together.
run off.
She gets absolutely completely smashed, but she just doesn't puke.
Doesn't puke.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, her and Royce drank. I don't even want to consider how many rum punches that they had.
Okay.
I was just drinking vodka,
Right.
really, vodka or white rum.
That's barely even liquor, so you're fine.
Yeah, I was drinking vodka or
You're
white
fine.
rum with like pineapple juice or coconut juice
Yeah.
or
there
coconut
you go.
milk.
Coconut
Oof.
milk.
Oof.
Yeah, or mojitos. Let's see, I had
Mojitos.
mojitos, daiquiris. We drank. I mean, we did all inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
and we
Tore it up. huh?
Tried everything.
made them. We definitely made them like debate whether they wanted to keep doing all inclusive. I'd say because we really tore it up. I'll say that much. I was like,
Okay.
I was quote unquote buying rounds of shots for the bar, but I'm not buying it.
Right. Did anyone hit the clothing optional pool?
We did not have one.
What?
There's
No,
always a
sorry.
The reason why we
reason.
go to Barbados. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say
Right.
assume that's normal.
The closest I saw to clothing optional was there was a 4-year-old kid running around with his pants off.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Royce and Jordan decided to pee into the ocean.
Okay.
Oh, that's like peeing in the wind.
Yeah.
Say they cross swords, don't cross the streams.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, I guess. They said it sounded fun.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
Always getting the sword fights. It happens.
yeah. So I mean, it was a blast. Though, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. I saw one picture Royce posted, of course, Swiat on there because he loves creamy male thighs, and if he sees some he has
Thighs out.
yeah, he has to make a comment about male thighs if he sees them. He's a big fan, and Royce had a photo with a lot of thigh on it, and Swiat liked that. So yeah.
Let's see here. Is my ass still sunburned? Can you guys see my burned butt?
Oh my
geez.
God.
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah, that's,
People are disappointed they didn't. Darren missed out. So yeah,
Darren,
we
you.
just
That
saw
looked
Miss
like-
Beka
missed
Sue's
out.
ass. We just
It
saw
looks
Miss
like a
Beka Sue's
reverse sunburn, though. It looks like
Yeah.
you were sunburnt where the swimming suit would have
ass.
been.
Right. How does
kind
that
of
happen?
suit was
You're
that?
telling me I wore the suit wrong?
I
think
think
you
so.
You probably
You wore a
weren't wearing a
reverse
suit
suit.
at all.
No, it was like a high cut on the side, so my ass cheeks were just out.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna send you guys a funny photo on
Did
the
you-
group chat.
Why
Here.
is
They
it?
make sunscreen in other countries.
Why is it?
I know.
Did you forget to sunscreen that portion?
Do you not reach that area?
Because there's other areas around there that are not sunburned, and it's weird.
I definitely was sunscreening it up the whole time, but I just I had shorts on, and so I sprayed the back of my legs and the front of my legs, and then we were sitting there, and I didn't sunscreen my butt. Did you guys get the photo?
Looks
I would have
like you're
thought.
just dead in the ocean there. Yeah.
Would have thought you could have found someone to help you.
That's why I was sunburned. Roy said it was pretty funny because he goes,
Well, this is
"You're out there
bullshit. I don't
snorkeling."
get it.
Yeah, it's
Look
in
at
the
it's in the group chat on the look on the computer.
Look
Look
on
on the
the
computer, the screen at which it is on.
Floating
It
body.
says chat.
Yes.
Just look on my damn phone.
Yeah.
Look in the chat.
Who took the photo? It looks like it's a drone.
Chelsea did from the boat
Okay.
because I just went diving in there, and Roy said it was pretty
Somebody
funny because
throw her the damn life preserver.
Roy
Right.
said all you could see was just your white ass sticking out of the water the whole time. He's like, and I was like, oh no. And then the worst part was, we get done, and I'm looking at Royce and Chelsea, and I'm like, oh, you guys are gonna die. I'm like, you guys are so burned because I did really good about just spraying every other part of my body. And I'm saying that to them. I go, you guys are gonna die. And this guy from Norway turns and looks at me. He goes, you're gonna die.
Really?
And I'm like, what? He goes, you are so sunburned.
Really?
And I said, excuse me, but I have skin cancer running in my family, and I don't appreciate that remark. And he goes, well, you're going to die. It's like, when you see your ass.
Really?
You have alabaster skin.
Right.
You're gonna.
Frusian Glacian ass.
And it was the first day I got sunburned was that day, and it was not good.
Oh,
Or that was the last day we were there, and I was like, oh no, it's still painful. We
The
got
sun-
back Friday, and it's Sunday, and I'm still in pain.
the sun is hotter there.
It
We
is.
went to Jamaica on our honeymoon, and
Yeah.
I got sunburnt so bad the first day.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
bad.
second day, I was your picture, Becca. I was flipped on bed, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me! Don't touch me!"
Yeah,
Oh,
That
that's
was
bad.
bad.
Day one's bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. It was not. That's why I waited till the last day to get completely sunburned. So
Okay. That's a
That-
smart,
And I
smarter
did.
Shut
move.
off all the water. I mean, you're getting torched every direction from above and below. I mean, it's just bad. And my sister-in-law there, I think my brother and sister, I think, were down in St. Thomas. I don't know if it was a honeymoon or some trip, but she got burnt so bad in the back of her leg, she couldn't sit down. She had blistered and everything like that. It was awful.
Yeah.
7 days ruined because it's always
I
like day
somehow-
one, you know?
Yeah.
yeah, I somehow didn't blister. I don't really know how I managed that, but I guess it just was fleshy,
Fleshy.
just
Fleshy. Yeah.
fleshy back there.
Yeah.
So I
You look like a
survived.
floating body, like they have to stick you in or something like that, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I thought that photo was pretty funny though. Just
It's good.
Yeah. Expansive ocean, Becca, just floating.
Yes.
uh,
Just
I'll-
floating.
Face
I'll send
down.
you guys the yeah. Well, it's actually really nice because like normally you have to breathe, but you can't breathe because you're facing underwater. But you got that snorkel on, and you're like, this is great. I never have to even look at any of the other people around me. I mean,
Right.
there was a shit ton of people around us.
Was everybody using a flotation device like you? Like a pool noodle?
Most
Or is
of
that
them,
just a personal preference?
no, most of them made you use like a life jacket, and our guys were like, just don't drown. They said if you want to use a noodle, do that. They said it's a lot easier using a noodle.
Just don't drown.
Yeah, they're like, just don't drown out there. They're like, we're not going to make you wear a life jacket. Just use
That's the Neely family Christmas ornament right there. That second picture.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Waving with her noodle. Yeah. Yeah.
But it was great because
Kick.
you
Perfect
really
kick. Look at the
You
kick.
didn't have to listen to anyone. Like you didn't have to like notice that there's people around you. You just kept your face down and you got your little noodle, so you're not getting tired. And you're just kicking through the water, looking at shipwrecks and turtles and stingrays and
yeah. You
schools of
never hear
fish.
them. You never hear them yelling shark.
Oh yeah, I'm over there just swimming away, and then all of a sudden I have my ears up for a second, and I'd hear, "Ah!" I'm like, they're like, we're leaving. I'm like, oh shit,
Really? Dang.
and I'm just swimming all around the place.
We're leaving.
Yeah, and then
The
we
general-
we ate lunch in front of Rihanna's house, like
Oh, there
literally
you
in
go.
front,
Yes.
like right in front of her house is where we dropped at and ate lunch.
Brianna's house. Nice.
Yeah,
the general and I had a nice romantic snorkeling as well in the Bahamas. One time, our first and only cruise. And all of a sudden, I get hit in the face with swim trunks, and I pull the swim trunks away from my face to see my brother swimming underneath me, waving at me in a Speedo. So it was quite a memorable event for general.
Here was something I hated is at what because I just had my head underwater the whole time. At one point, and usually you kind of like see some feet, and so you're like, but it's just kind of stay away. But I was like pretty locked into looking at some stuff, and I turn around, and a woman was right there swimming, like not underwater, but the same as I was, and I just saw a big boob.
Oh, yeah.
Floating around the water.
Oh,
you
nice.
got radar for that.
Just flopping around.
If I'd have been there, I'd have been on that too.
These were not the ones you wanted to see floating around the water.
Yeah,
so the same people that you see on the nude beach.
It was like a grandma.
She's like, "Where's the nude beach?" Yeah.
No, it was like an old woman.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn. Didn't need to see that."
Yeah. Interesting. Well, there you go. There's Becca's Nightmare Show with almost her nightmare cast without Darren not showing up though. So
the big pussy pants over there.
Yeah, she's just too scared. So there you go. Yep. We'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Gokin, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
I'm on Facebook at Jim Gokin and Instagram at Jimmy Big Hands.
Tim.
Jimmy Big Hands.
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112, 2 1s, 2 2s, and on YouTube at our flagship whiskey.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me, hopefully not blowing away in the storm in the CBG airport. Or you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We also got a company website. That's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're always getting new barrel picks in. I think we're going to get like 5 or 6 of them this week after 3 or 4 last week. So they're coming in hot and heavy, as they say. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give it a 5-star review that includes comments. Sorry, my mind blanked out there for a minute. Okay. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Good job today, gang. For audience, we have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye,
everyone.
Adios.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.